Guys, take a look at this guy over here. What an interesting character.
What? Can you, like, without context,
Yeah.
explain to me what is happening here? What are those eyebrows?
Yeah, we'll get into that. But this guy is, believe it or not, telling a bedtime story to a little child.
Okay, before we get into this, I got to do some housekeeping.
Sure.
This was truly shocking to me when you found this.
Mm-hmm.
When you found a whole propaganda campaign that spans from 2017 to like 2021.
Yeah, 2020,
with this guy.
2021 with this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still ongoing.
It's not. Yeah, I'm just saying. Like that's the last clip we saw.
Yeah.
So there was a good chunk that they used this guy
Yeah.
to be a shill.
Yeah.
I'm talking about China Daily, which
Yes.
is the biggest news outlets, state media outlets in China.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's big.
And when you found this, I was blown away at how disturbing and weird and tone deaf and effed up this was.
Yeah.
So what the very basic gist is he's going to be telling bedtime stories to his daughter about China's Belt and Road Initiative.
Yeah, and before we even get to that, we've got him telling his daughter about like the environmental progress.
Sure. Now, but I was really disturbed that he brought his child into state media propaganda, which is just really weird and kind of gross to me.
Yeah.
So I censored her out of the entire thing. It took me forever.
Yeah.
But I censored her out of the whole thing because I don't even know it's publicly available and it's on YouTube, for God's sake.
We got to be the better. We got to be the better people.
You don't do that. Like that's just weird. Don't sponsor your child to be on state media, right?
Yeah. So
we took her out.
Yeah. Basically, here's the
not her
gist of it,
fault.
right?
Yeah.
Chinese state media is always looking for foreigners to use in their propaganda campaigns.
Sure.
Okay? Because as we've discussed many times in the past, and you probably know by now, it's an unfortunate situation in China that the word of a foreigner counts a lot more than the word of a local person. Even if the local Chinese person is like a PhD, doctorate, or whatever, and you just have some random foreigner who didn't even graduate from kindergarten, people will pay attention to what the foreigner has to say more.
Sure.
Okay, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And this goes for the government and the local population. And so this is why you get the whole white monkey job thing in the first place. Now, this guy went over to work for People's Daily, ended up staying in Beijing.
Oh, I thought it was China Daily.
Oh, sorry, China Daily.
Yeah,
what
okay.
am I saying? I always get confused between they're the same thing.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean,
Yeah, they're both like state media.
Yes.
So he went over to go and work for state media, stayed in Beijing, had a kid in Beijing. And so... Yeah. So what they've done, we're going to call him Bob. This
his
is
name's
real name.
Bob. You'll see.
But basically, so what they've done is they're like, this is great. We've got a foreigner that works for us who has a kid. So let's use him and his kid for state propaganda.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd show you a little bit just to show you how out of touch.
Dude, it's so bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, without further ado, let's play some of the stuff and we'll explain it as it goes along. Let's get us into the corner here. Oh, yes.
This is just proof China state-controlled media.
Yeah, so it's China Daily.
China Daily's Belt and Road bedtime stories. I mean, that is so weird.
It's super weird.
It's
so
weird.
Yeah, so as you can say, he explains to his 5-year-old daughter, okay,
took
all
her
this
name
nonsense, yeah. We did take her name out. We've taken her name out and her image out, like we said, because we don't believe in this. We should not be exploiting children like this for propaganda. Here's a little sample. Let's take a look.
Hey, Lily. So, the next part of your class assignment is about China's environmental protection, right?
Right.
Well, the government has done a lot in the past 5 years to ensure sustainable development.
What's sustainable mean?
That means helping the economy grow without harming the environment.
You mean making more stuff, more jobs, more money without making more pollution.
Exactly.
I know the skies have been getting better in Beijing. I can see it on my window day by day.
That's right. We can watch the sunset over the mountains out of our window.
Yeah, okay.
Where's the mountain?
First of all, isn't that kind of sad that your kid has to be, oh, well, the pollution's getting better out of my window? I mean, but...
Yeah, you shouldn't have to say that.
Then he lies about watching the sunset behind the mountains because...
There's no mountain. It's just pollution.
I see no mountains.
I see a lot of pollution.
The sun went behind a building.
And there's a line of pollution.
Yeah, it's just... It's awful. Anyway, Let's continue.
And the city's economy is getting better at the same time. So we can watch some videos of some interviews my colleagues did with some experts to learn more.
Okay.
The government somehow has managed to take action, which is
I'm sorry, but yeah, you're a 5-year-old kid, and your dad comes to you. It's like, hey, we're talking about the environment or something. How about some interviews from my colleagues? And there's some dry-ass
Daddy.
old man.
Daddy, I want to go outside and play. Hold on. Let's first talk about sustainability. This is what my colleague said, and he whips out an iPad.
Yeah.
And he watches this dry-ass old man interview.
Dude, what does a 5-year-old kid want to learn from Edwin Mayer, former anchor of China Global TV Network? This
Who the hell is that anyway?
He looks like a piece of jerky.
You know what this is?
His speech is just as dry as a piece of jerky. Okay?
You know what this is?
What?
It's a reason or an excuse to like pat people on the back and get their title up on the screen. So you're
Yeah.
like, I was featured on blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, I love how he busts this out.
Yeah, okay, so let's just look at what he said there again. So, I don't know why he just suddenly comes into this, by the way. It's like, oh, it's just, we can
didn't
see the
cut that?
sunset. No. This is completely uncut. The only changes we made were blurring out her face.
Sure.
Okay. So, we can watch some videos of interviews
So we can watch some videos of some interviews my colleagues
did with some experts to learn more. Dude, no 5-year-old kid wants to know what her dad's colleagues at work talked about
State
sustainability
media.
and like economic
did with some
bullshit.
experts to learn more.
Okay.
the government somehow has managed to take action, which has closed a lot of these heavily polluting industries down.
And she's obviously like really
What?
engrossed.
She's not going to understand this
Yeah.
shit.
No.
What are you showing your kid this?
Exactly.
It's not even like, they're not even like a graph. You'd expect like, okay, let's watch a video. And it's like, did you know China is getting better?
And
Better
it could be
means
like a
good.
cartoon factory or
Yeah.
something that like hops
Bye-bye.
away.
Factories make your toys. They are bye-bye. You know, like that.
Yeah, for a little kid. But no, it's some dry-ass jerky man. You know what I mean? Anyway,
China's sustainability is getting better every day.
wait, we got to hear. Like, it's
Yeah,
fascinating.
sorry.
This is how you talk to a little child.
From the capital. And in the past year, I've noticed the air has become much clearer, much easier to breathe. It's a basic requirement for all of us to enjoy our daily lives, to know that the children we're bringing up will have healthy lungs as they continue to develop.
All right, let's watch another one.
No way.
Yeah.
It was.
It's not fair. This poor kid.
Wait. So he loads one into the chamber.
Yeah.
Pulls it up. It's dry jerky man.
Yeah.
He's like, well, the air's getting cleaner because the factories are closing down. And you're like, shit, thank God that's over.
Yeah.
right?
And he's like, all right.
Let's watch you do his actions perfectly. He's so awkward.
Yeah,
you
he's
gotta
a
get your
weirdo.
eyebrow- I gotta get my eyebrows
I don't
up.
even know how that. We'll talk about
I don't
that
even have
later.
eyebrows. I can't.
Yeah,
do it.
exactly.
A little jealous.
I've never seen eyebrows like this on anyone. Never
Not
like.
another one.
All right, let's watch another one. Okay, guys, it's fascinating, right? This poor kid.
Make him say that.
Okay, yeah, let's go back. Just
I love that.
that
segue.
cut. Yeah, there we
from
go.
This.
Yeah.
They continue to develop.
All right, let's watch another one.
Next 5 years, things going to develop further as they are now.
What? It's even wrong English. This poor girl.
Probably environmental issues will get resolved to some extent.
He said nothing.
It was like he wasn't even sure.
Yeah, probably some environmental issues will be resolved to some extent. What does that even mean? That's
Yes.
nothing. It's like saying nothing.
No.
Anyway.
The people's life quality will increase.
So, Lily, what did we learn today?
I learned how China is protecting its environment, how the government is closing polluting factories, and how it's developing sustainably over the past 5 years.
Me too. I'm happy you can grow up healthier in a better Beijing.
Me
I
too.
love this quote coming up.
Okay.
This is my highlight.
Okay, this is your highlight?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
有可能我长大后，我能帮助世界保护环境。
中国给人机会. Any Chinese dream is possible for anyone.
Pause that. Pause that on there. I just
Okay.
love that quote.
What, that quote?
Any Chinese dream is possible for anyone. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's the most xenophobic ass place I've ever been.
I know, it's terrible. You cannot immigrate to China.
No. What is a Chinese dream?
Moderate prosperity? I
What
guess in a way, you
What
know.
a great lesson to teach.
I can
your
afford a
children.
Big Mac, therefore I've achieved my Chinese dream. I guess that's really what
You
he's
can
trying
afford
to
a Big
say.
Mac sometime.
Yes, sometimes. Moderate prosperity.
Moderate
you know what I mean?
prosperity, Yeah.
Anyway, I was racking my brain as to where I'd seen those eyebrows before,
Right.
right? And I think I figured it out.
Anyone. So next, let's look at the next topic for your class
Lord.
report. How China's role
Yes.
in the world has changed over the past 5 years.
Okay, Papa.
So here
So
they are, eyebrows.
the next part of your class assignment is about China's environmental protection, right?
It's exactly Cruella Deville.
It really is Cruella Deville. He's
the
just a
same.
male version of Cruella Deville.
Yeah. Except with like wicked weird hair.
Yeah.
Somehow Cruella Deville's hair is more normal.
Yeah, I think that the problem is in China you get disconnected
Yeah.
because
think, yeah.
you're like, oh, foreigner, how shui, but you look awful. You know, so you're just like, okay, I'm doing things right. You know, you never try to self-improve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I mean, what we learned is he got some. It was 05. He got the Chinese government award for like friendship of humanity or some crap, right? This is back when China was just, you know, if you were a foreigner in 05, that was rare in China.
Yeah. I just got
wasn't
there
many.
beginning of 06.
Yeah, you know how it is. It was even rare when I went in 08, right?
Yeah.
So like 05, you think about it, like you get some meaningless award from the government, and back home you never got anything like that, right? All of a sudden you're like, wow, this is the future, right?
I mean, you understand why people throw everything at it when
Yeah.
they get some recognition like that.
Yeah,
But
it's kinda
okay,
sad.
here's now this is just so creepy. Look, there's a reason that
this is weird.
we blurred her face out is because this is just inappropriate, we think.
Yeah, like state media in your kid's bedroom.
State media filming little girl in her bed with her dad telling her so-called bedtime stories. But we thought we'd have to show you what these bedtime stories are all about.
Yeah, it's the most fascinating thing for a kid to learn.
Now, these ones, we cut some of the stuff out because it's very prolonged and boring
Yeah,
and
yeah,
dry
sure.
because it's about the Belt and Road Initiative, which is super boring.
Right.
But anyway, let's just take a quick look at what's going on here, shall we?
Time for bed, sweetie.
Okay, Papa.
Now, Bob's gonna be gone. I'll miss you.
Oh, so his name's Bob now.
Yeah, it's Bob's.
Okay.
But wait.
It's
So,
Bob's.
okay, this is kind of okay.
Yeah,
He's going to be gone for a few days this month.
I'll miss you.
Why?
I'm going to attend a forum in Beijing on the Belt and Road Initiative.
What's that?
Okay.
He's like,
He's
yes.
like chuffed. He's so pumped he gets to tell the story.
Yes.
Once upon a time, several routes led from China through Central Asia to Europe. It was called Silk Road.
What's that have to do with the forum?
Well, a few years ago, China's President Xi Jinping proposed making new routes like the old routes, but even bigger. It's called the Belt and Road Initiative. More stuff can move around the world more easily.
How many countries?
Over 100 support it, and they've signed 50 agreements.
That's a lot of countries.
Yes, and they want to increase globalization.
Globalization, what's that?
You know, that's what every kid wants to learn as a bedtime story, is to learn about globalization,
What's globalization?
and Chinese government initiatives by President Xi Jinping. Who thought this was a good idea?
I don't know.
I mean-
I truly don't know.
You know, my kids recently turned 3, so she's 3. You've got kids in this age
sure.
range,
Yeah.
right? This is the last thing you want to tell your kid as a bedtime story. Let's be honest.
Why would you want to do that? Why would you?
I wouldn't tell them anything about any government initiative. I tell them a story. They want to learn about like Winnie the Pooh or some
Yeah,
adventure thing,
whatever.
or
Even like the old school.
yeah, like
makes
Hansel
sense
and Gretel.
fables.
I don't know, just anything. 3 Little Pigs.
Actually, I like to tell my kids this story. It's like the scorpion crosses this river and the frog rides his back.
You know who they should get in to tell this girl bedtime stories instead of this weird dude?
Ooh,
Puff and I'll blow your house down, Goldilocks.
that's right.
Because I mean, at least with him, you know, you get some semblance of a bedtime story. It's completely wrong and mixed up.
Yeah, but it's like
but it's
got
not.
elements of like child story.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
not just like, hey, Belt and Road Initiative.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's just see. Does this get any worse?
That's where people from different parts of the world cooperate more. They buy and sell things to each other, and they visit and even live in each other's countries.
Like we live in China?
Exactly. Globalization is why you were born here.
Well, why does globalization happen?
It's good for people. We lead happier lives when we cooperate. That's why countries want to join the Belt and Road. And that's why they're holding a forum in Beijing so more people can understand it.
I see. So the countries on the Asia Road want to join?
Yes, but not just them.
Who else?
Okay, kiddo. It's late. So I'll tell you tomorrow, okay?
Okay, Baba, I'm finished.
Time for bed, kiddo.
Did you cut that?
No, that's how it is.
It's the song doesn't match his fingers on the ukulele.
No, but nothing really does match. You'll also notice, like, we've blurred out the girl's face, but a lot of her lines are dubbed over. Because
Yeah,
she obviously
for sure,
she made a
for
mistake and they made her, like, repeat it.
Which
But
can you blame her?
no, she has to learn all these complicated globalization, Belt and Road Initiative forum words.
Who serenades their kid with like a Mediterranean funeral dirge?
I have no idea what he's doing. There's something
What
very
is that?
strange about this whole scene. Okay, he just sits there playing, and he's like, "Okay, time for bed." But wait, it gets better. Let's just play that.
Time for bed, kiddo.
Story time.
Yes. So, you see,
He just had the globe.
He just had it
the
there.
globe like in his pocket.
Yeah, it's like, "Ooh, time for bed, kiddo." It's like story time. Yes, globe. Let's talk about globalization and the Belt and Road Initiative. That's what I was waiting for. You know what I mean? This guy's a psycho. Why would you do this to your kid? Oh boy. Anyway.
land route went from here to here. And the ancient sea route went from here to here. But you see, countries like the UK and
Bro has
Switzerland,
stickers. Bro has
Yeah.
stickers on hand.
and
He's ruining her
New
globe.
Zealand
Yeah.
and Argentina and Chile are part of the new initiative. People on this side of the planet didn't even know that the other side existed.
I'm just like thinking, like, initiative is not the kind of vocabulary that a young girl's going to have.
Initiative.
Yes, they're part of the initiative. Countries like Chile and
You know what would probably help?
What?
If he showed her some videos of his colleagues.
Yeah.
They could help her.
Yeah, get some dry ass like roast goat dude to sit there and be like, oh, this is being like seriously.
Well, I guess to some extent.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Does this go anywhere?
Back when the ancient Silk Road.
Wow, so it really is like globalization, like all around the world.
Yes, but you know, some countries are moving away from globalization.
Ooh, bad.
Ooh.
You know what? It was too long, but I cut out a part where she asked, like, "What about I'm American in Beijing?"
Right.
And then he's like, "Yes, but America hasn't chosen to join the Belt and Road
throwing
Initiative."
shade.
Yeah, and he was like, "That's why other countries are stepping up and doing it better," that kind of thing.
Nice.
Real piece of work, this guy. Anyway, let's continue.
So the Belt and Road is an opportunity to move globalization forward, especially since a lot is about building infrastructure.
You mean for like cars and planes and trains and stuff?
Yes,
But where do they get the money to build all that?
that's a good question, but a big one. I'll tell you tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Hey, Lily. So, you remember your question last night about how they'll pay for the Belt and Road?
God,
Yeah.
do they just keep going with this? How many parts is this?
Well, I mean, first of all, this is all a lie because if you look, it's not taking place over a span of a couple of days because they were in the same clothes.
Yeah, true.
Unless he's a dirty bastard. And he makes sure that his entire family never washes their clothes. Maybe he just does it, he's a tier gongji, you know,
Maybe
he's
he's a
like,
tier gongji.
it's like you only get one pair of clothes,
Yeah.
you know, and that's it.
Yeah.
So-
Look at Bob.
Can you just imagine that your dad's harassing you with this Belt and Road shit every night? Seriously, it would piss me off. Your little kid with your like horrendous monkey, whatever that thing is with a fool written on it in an apple, lucky apple monkey over there, give you nightmares, right? And your dad keeps coming into your room to push like government initiatives on you.
Yeah.
Not cool. Anyway, let's see how he explains this. I'm sure he's got a good explanation as to where the money comes from.
For
right?
sure.
Let's see.
Yes.
So, it's kind of like your piggy bank.
How?
Okay, who puts money in your piggy bank?
Me.
And who takes it out?
Me.
Anybody else?
No.
Right. But this is a bank where a lot of countries can put money in and take it out.
But how do they get more money?
The things they build, cooperation, makes more. So, you have a piggy bank. The Belt and Road Initiative has created a big bank that everyone can put in and take out of. The money inside becomes more because they build new things that help all the countries make more money to share.
That's a good idea.
It is.
I don't understand. I mean, I kind of get where he's going with the whole piggy bank thing, but it's a bad analogy. Like, even for me, I have to think about, like, what is he even trying to say here?
You know what it is? It's a bad topic.
It's a very bad topic, but I like how she's like, that's a good idea. And he's like, it is. You know what I mean?
Confirmation.
This guy's the most awkward man. I mean, he is incredibly awkward. I really hope that he's not like this all the time with his kid. But you know what? There's tons of propaganda videos with him and his kid. We'll be covering them in the future.
Gosh.
And it does seem like he's naturally this bad with his kid.
I just don't like that he accepted this.
Sure.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
Messed up.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, anyway, let's do this
Make
again.
more money to share.
That's a good idea.
It is. But we have to let the world know why. That's why Bob is going to this forum. It is.
I hope other
But
people
we have to let
understand
the
like
world
me.
know why. So do I. That's why Bob is going to this forum. We'll spend extra time together after the forum, okay?
Lights out, you two.
Will you tell me stories about the Belt and Road after the forum, Peppa?
Of course.
Bob is weird, dude.
This is a weird man.
Oh, that's a
weird man.
Weird man.
You know, I'm just, I'm sorry to say, but you know, he creeps me out.
He's a little too much for me.
Yeah, that's true. Like, you know,
Wow, that's a little too much for me.
you know, we've got people like Rick and stuff.
Well,
we can
does Rick,
clown.
does he think he's good? Do you think?
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, probably.
Wow, so good.
Yeah, he definitely did.
My thing is like somebody like Rick, you can clown on him or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
but
sure.
you know, well, he's pretty harmless. This guy, on the other hand, is a bit off-putting. There's something about him.
Well, you know, China picks off-putting people because there's not much choice left. I mean, think about it. This is the prerequisites.
Yeah.
You have to be a foreigner in China. That gets rid of 99% of people in the world.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to do Chinese propaganda in the face of all China's bad, rightfully, you know, justified bad press.
Yeah.
That wipes off another, like, let's say, 80% of the foreigners in China, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have this tiny little pool of people that are willing to sell their soul and get their family involved to promote this evil, really effed up government that's committing genocide and ruining the world. And then say, on behalf of the Chinese government, say the opposite of reality.
Yeah.
In using your family to do so. Really messed up.
Yeah.
You know?
I get it, but you know, like for instance, these Belt and Road videos were done in 2017.
Sure. But it
That's,
continued.
I mean, it did. It continued all the way up. He's still making them.
Yeah.
He still makes, you know, he does things about the 2 sessions and stuff. He's still an active propagandist. But the fact of the matter is, I could maybe forgive him for not really, you know, back then it wasn't so
Yeah,
prominent,
sure,
like all
sure.
the genocide accusations and all
Yeah.
that. I mean, they were there, but it wasn't as
It
prominent.
wasn't as bad. Yeah.
But I do think that involving your little kid in Chinese state propaganda is a bit much.
Don't do that.
And it's
Just don't do
ridiculous.
that.
It also shows you how tone deaf. This is China Daily, right?
Yeah.
Shows you how tone deaf. Actually, we've got more from China Daily.
They
later.
are a treasure
super,
trove.
yeah. So they're super tone deaf. Like,
Yeah.
who would have thought this was a good idea? I would like to ask
Yeah.
our audience.
Yeah.
Do you think this was a good idea to have Belt and Road Initiative bedtime stories?
I mean, who came up with that?
Do you think it's a good idea? Would this turn you, like, would this help you? Because I guess it's trying to infantilize the audience as well. They're
Yeah.
like, everyone's a dumb little child, so we
Yeah.
have to explain it like a little child. You know why? Because the Belt and Road Initiative is a mess.
It's a nonsense
It's
mess.
absolute rubbish. And so I guess it is difficult to understand because it's just rubbish. So they try to dumb it down, right?
Let me tell you about debt traps. You know what
Yeah.
debt traps are?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to know what trillions of dollars failed down the toilet looks like?
Yeah, this is what it looks like.
Do you know how to turn global opinion completely against you? Well, let me tell you how Xi Jinping did it.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. So that was not so good.